Hey folks, welcome back to Amberg Acres. We're going to call this season 3. It's actually season 4, but last year we didn't do anything with food plots because we moved the trailer over there, and that took us all summer to do. So, I mean, yeah, we planted seed, but we didn't do any expanding or anything else. So we're going to call this season 3. So, got Gusto out here plowing up the field. Guy does pretty good work once in a while, I guess. Holy cow, man, a little close there, eh? He gets a little excited once in a while. Anyhow, we got a lot of work planned for this year. Over here to my right, we planted some plum trees. They're off camera here, but they're growing. They got leaves on them already, so they're doing good. We picked those up from the county. I replaced some of the chestnut trees that didn't make it. Got that done, and I guess we're gonna cut a few trees. Hey, how come you get to come up with all the ideas and I get to do all the work all the time? Wasn't that what you get paid for? How do you figure I'm getting paid? You know, after we get done here today, I got a whole 30-pack of beer over there for you. Oh yeah, I like beer. We also got some steaks and potatoes. You know how much you like steaks and potatoes, right? Yeah, I guess I like steaks and potato too. So anyhow, we're gonna cut down some of these trees. Yeah, you know, that's a lot of work cutting all these trees down. They're not that hard to do. Just watch. Watch this. Holy cow, how did you do that? See how easy that was? I suppose I get to clean up all the branches, huh? All you gotta do is clean up the branches. You know, we want to get this stuff done before we retire. I got 2 more years and I'm going to retire, so I'd like to have all this stuff done. Yeah, well, while you're retiring, I'll be working till I'm 90. Well, here goes another disgruntled employee. I'll let you know how this goes later. I'll also get back to you on how this seed turns out here that we're using this year. We went with a different company this year. We're using Elk Mound seeds. It's called Monster Buck Seeds from Elk Mound Seed Company. It's right here in Wisconsin. So we're gonna do things a little different this year. We're gonna plant a couple of rows, and I'm gonna take my cameras here and I'm gonna put them on a pole, looking down each row, and then hopefully we can tell which one the deer are eating more of. So the first section over there on the other side of the cages, we're going to plant clover, and then the middle strip is going to be sugar beets, and then this strip right here is going to be radishes or turnips, whatever else I got. So then in fall we're going to come back and we're going to root up those sugar beets, and we're going to plant a fall blend. The fall blend has rye and oats, and it has more radishes in it and whatever. And we'll do that like in late August, and hopefully they'll have something growing here this year later on into the fall so that the deer stick around more. Last year, the minute it freezes, like late September, early October, that stuff was all dead, so there was nothing here for them to eat, and the deer aren't here then. So hopefully we'll do things a little better this year. We'll see, and we're gonna keep this going here. I'll see how this seed grows, and I'll document it, and then you can see, you know, what's growing and how well the stuff did. All right, so we'll continue this in a little bit. Well, I guess we're all good. Gusto's got his steak and potatoes in him, and he's working on his 30 pack of beer there, so I guess we're all good to go now for some reason. He's trying to do his Jeff Dunham's Bubba impersonation.
More beer.
Kind of looks like him, sort of. What do you think?
More beer.
Well, we planted the clover 3 weeks ago, and you can see it's coming up. This is food plot number 1. There aren't a lot of weeds in this food plot. It's been plowed up since 2007, so there aren't a lot of weeds in here. But let's go over and look at food plot number 2, where I planted the same clover, and you'll see a huge difference. So this here is food plot 2 now. We planted this clover over here at the same time we did on food plot 1, and you can see it looks completely different. There's all kinds of stuff growing in here. I mean, there is grass, and there is milkweed, and there's, I don't know what half of this stuff is, but it doesn't matter how much you spray, the stuff just keeps growing. Until you work it all out and get all the roots and everything else out of the ground, it just keeps growing. So it is what it is. You know, the clover's growing, so hopefully we can come over here in a few weeks and mow this and get rid of this. But like this milkweed here, best thing you can do with these milkweed is just pull them out. Just pull them out, get rid of them before they blossom and drop their seeds. And just toss them over there and mow them up the next time you mow. But anyhow, Gusto's over here cleaning up his branches. Hey Gusto, how you doing on them branches over there? Yeah, you know where you can go with your branches, pal. You know, I really like that guy. He's hardest worker I've ever known. But he's a little rough around the edges once in a while. But anyhow, he's got this field all worked up over here, the other two sections here. So I've got my seed ready here. I got my sugar beets, and I'm gonna go over here and I'm just gonna drop this all down. And I think we have radishes or turnips for the other section there. So we're gonna get this all seeded now. You should just about be done over there with them branches. Hey Gusto, need help with that last one? It looks pretty big. Oh no, I'm good. You just keep playing with your camera over there. Yeah. Alright, let him do it his way. So, we got this all seeded now. And we're just going to pack it down with the four-wheeler and be done with it. And that's what grows. That's how we do it here. So we don't have the big equipment to really plow this up decent and whatever. So, I mean, it is what it is. It turns out pretty good. The deer eat it. So we're going for it. Just like that. Alright. Well, we got her all done. Got fertilizer down. We got it all packed in. So all it is pray for rain and hope something grows. And I mean, you can't get discouraged about the weeds. You're gonna have weeds. It's a field, you know. And these fields have not been worked up for 40 years, so it's just weeds growing out here when we started. So it's gonna be weeds for a while. And you know, not to worry. The deer still come in here and eat this stuff. So. Well, we'll be back in about 3 weeks. I'm hoping to see some good growth here on these. Let's see, we put sugar beets and radishes in the other section over there. And we're going to come back in August. And we have a fall blend. And let me go look what the fall blend has in it. So this fall blend This has purple top turnips, it has canola, it has ryegrass, and it has buster radish in it. And that's what we're going to do in August. We're going to come back and we're going to work this section up again, and we're going to plant this fall mix. And hopefully that'll keep some deer here later in the season. So we'll see you again in 3 weeks. We'll see how this is growing. So we are now at July 4th weekend, and this is what a clover plot is supposed to look like. Pretty much all clover, very little weeds. This is food plot number 1 again. And like I said earlier, we've been plowing this up since 2007, so there's not a lot of weeds growing in here. I mean, there's a few, you know, you get a few weeds, but I mean, it's all nice clover growing in here. So now let's go over to food plot number 2, and we'll see the difference here what another 3 weeks makes. Okay, so this is food plot 2 now. This is the clover strip we made. You can see a huge difference in the weeds. Look at all the weeds out there. I mean, they just don't go away. I mean, if you look up close here, you see the clover growing. It's growing. It's growing about the same as in food plot 1. But you get all these extra weeds to come with it. And that's basically just because this has only been plowed up for 3 years now. You just can't get rid of the weeds. So we're gonna try and take a mower and mow all this off and see if that helps when we come up the next time. So now this has been in here since Memorial Weekend. We planted this strip here. Okay, so let's go over by our sugar beets. So this here is our sugar beets. We planted them 3 weeks ago, right? And it looks awful, to say the least. I can't even tell where there is a sugar beet growing or not. You know, it really looks bad. You know, I'm assuming some of these little plants are sugar beets, along with the weeds that are growing. But I don't know. We'll have to see what it looks like in a couple of weeks. So now let's go over and look at the radishes we planted. So this is the radish strip here. I can definitely see radishes growing. I can tell what the radish leaf looks like. I'm not sure about the sugar beet leaf, but I can tell that these are radishes growing here in front of us here. But there's still a lot of weeds there. It's not a real good, they had plenty of rain up here, so it doesn't look like a real good germination rate. But you know, we'll see, a couple of weeks, we'll see what it really looks like. It's the only thing we can do is just go with it and see what happens. And you know, like I said earlier, we're coming back in August and ripping up these sugar beets and putting in a fall blend, so hopefully that helps. We're gonna have to get the chips out of the camera and see what see if the deer are actually hitting this at all or not. Well folks, it's August 1st, and it's been a hot summer so far. It's been 90 degrees and humid as heck around here in Wisconsin. So what we brought you out here today to show you was how this food plot is just awful. I mean, this is the worst I've ever seen it. So we're not sure what we did wrong. Over here we have the radishes, and this one here that's mowed right now, that was supposed to be sugar beets, but there wasn't one sugar beet that came up. Now, I'm not blaming the seed company or anything, because I planted the clover, and over there in food plot 1 I planted the other clover, and that's growing beautiful. So I don't think it had anything to do with the seed. I can see radishes growing over here in this strip over here. Even though there's a lot of weeds, the radishes are still there. But for some reason the sugar beets did not come up at all. So I don't know, you know, if Gusto did something wrong when he was planting it, or what happened. Oh, you know, I am standing right here. I knew you were standing there. Yeah, I know. food plot looks terrible. But what am I going to do about it? So anyhow, you know, I came over here and I mowed this morning, and we're going to spray this down and get it ready. In 2 weeks we're going to come up, we're going to plow it under and try that fall blend that we bought. We got to get that going. So I'm going to leave this strip with the radishes here because I can see the radishes growing. We're going to leave that strip, and we're going to work this up here in 2 weeks and get it all seeded down. So I don't think you did anything wrong, really. I don't think, we did it the way we always did it. So, it's just a different kind of seed that we never tried before, and I think the equipment we have, it's not going to work to have sugar beets growing here. So we'll try something else next spring, something that we know that's going to grow. Well, yeah, all we can do is try again, We'll get it sprayed, we'll get it tilled up, and we'll plant the fall mix, see if that grows better. We did everything the same just like last year, okay? We tilled it up, we sprayed, we used the four-wheeler to pack the seeds in, and excuse me, and I'm thinking that's where we screwed up, because that four-wheeler only packs them in just a little bit, and some of these seeds may have needed to be a little deeper than that, and I'm thinking that's what happened. All right, now I got branches to haul. So, all right, so we're just going to take the sprayer here and start spraying, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Trying to spray this field with this little 1 gallon sprayer is like trying to cut down a giant white pine with a hacksaw. I mean, it's just futile. Definitely something we're gonna get one of these years is some type of sprayer or something to hit these weeds a lot better than this here, because this is, especially in this kind of heat, you're out here for an hour or two trying to spray, so. But little at a time, little at a time. We don't have endless funds here at Amberg Acres. We're just doing it on our own time. Well, folks, I know I was complaining about the spray, but that spray really works. Look at how nice and clean that field is. I just use glyphosate. It kills anything that's green. You can see it's probably a little bit of wind going. I got a little into the other stuff over there, but whatever, And then we mowed the clover, and look at how nice that clover looks now. Just mowing off all them tall weeds. They won't come back anymore this summer. They're done. They're done growing. So you mow them off, and look at how that clover is just taking off now. So anyhow, we got up here tonight. It's a Friday night, August 14th. And the forecast has rain for tomorrow morning, so it's 5 o'clock, and I figured I better get over here and plow and get some seed down quick before that rain comes in the morning. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this ripped up and get the seed down yet tonight. So this is all we're doing here. We're just giving it a light scratch, just giving it a little loose dirt for the seed to stick to, and we're gonna drive over it with the four-wheeler a few times and pack it down and throw some fertilizer on it tomorrow, and we'll be good to go. So here's the other thing I get asked about a lot. One of my other videos, I showed this tine here broken off, and that I had to weld it again. Well, I kept having that same issue, so I got rid of those tines. I removed them completely, and I went out and I bought the tines here. These here tines came from Egg Supply, and they're, I forget what they were, how much they were. They weren't that much, and new teeth on the bottom, and these are working really good. So all I really did was I fabricated a bar, actually two little bars that I bolted them to, and I can't complain. This thing works really well. So this was the old 1900s plow. So basically the only thing that's really left of the old 1900 plow is that little Y-shaped frame there. The rest of it's all been broken off or fabricated. But you know, it gets the job done. So there you have it. Well, you know, a cultipacker would be nice, but if you don't have one, a four-wheeler works just as good. Does the same job, just takes a little longer. All you're doing is trying to make that seed have contact with the ground. So you just gotta drive over it a few times. All done, good to go. So it is a little after 6, so that, what'd that take me? Not even an hour. And I took the plow back and greased it up too. So that's all there is to it, folks. So these are our plum trees. They're growing pretty good. They all have leaves on them. I kind of made a circle of them. You can see the baskets here. Okay, they go all the way around over there. You can see them over there. Okay, made a big circle. Actually, it's a diamond, but it's kind of like a circle. But my plan is to get rid of this big pine tree here, cut that down, and we're going to put a watering hole right in the middle of this. And that'll give the deer some place to get some water. And hopefully once these plum trees, you know, fill out a little bit, they'll feel like they have cover there too. So I got a little bit of work ahead of us here to get to that point. Hopefully by next spring we'll be digging a hole, but we'll see. We're gonna see if we can't cut this big tree down today. It's already leaning that direction, so I'm gonna try and just drop it between my two cages. Hopefully that works. Without notching it and whatever, I'm just gonna see if it just falls over. But doesn't hurt nothing if it hits something. Those trees are so small they'll bend right back. But something I do out here, and I don't know if you can see this good, but when I cut these smaller ones down, I leave them, you know, one log like 16 inches tall, and then I come back and I spray all this underbrush. And once this underbrush is all dead, or in spring, I can come back with my old Homelight little chainsaw there, and I just nip them off right at the ground level. And then that plow I have kind of just bounces over the top of that stuff, and that's how I take care of the stumps. Now this big one obviously isn't, you're not going to be able to do that with, but all these little ones that are, you know, up to 6 inches in diameter or so, I don't dig those up. I just leave them in there. They rot eventually and whatever. So that's how I take care of them here, and it should work for you. It depends what you're using to dig up the soil. If you're just using a disc, the disc will roll right over them stumps. So you don't have to dig that stuff out for what we're doing here for food plots. So, all right, I'm gonna go get my equipment, and we're gonna see if we can drop this tree. Remember, folks, this is just a TV show. Always wear your safety equipment at home, okay? So it doesn't want to fall for me. It's coming back this way. So I'm going to run back and get my wedges, give her a few hammers, and I think it'll come down. Okay, let's see if we can beat that wedge in and get that thing to go. she's just sitting on herself there. It's completely cut through. So make a little more cut on there, and maybe I'll have to pull it down, the four-wheeler. Oh. Wow, you guys kind of missed it. Sorry I didn't have the camera on. It completely flipped the other way on me. But that's what happens when you have these multiple trees like that. You know, they look like they're leaning that way, and the weight obviously was going the other direction. It took that other tree out right next to it there, which that was coming down anyhow. So you can hear my saw still running. It's stuck underneath there. And well, like I said, sorry you missed it. But all right, cleanup time. Now we got to go find Gusto somewhere. Well, I got the saw out. It was just laying under the tree there. But now I got to go clean the you-know-what out of my shorts. I think in my entire lifetime, that's the first tree that actually flipped like that on me. I've had some that didn't quite go the way I wanted them to, but I never had one flip completely the opposite way on me like that. And I've heard of that happening, but I just wish I could have got it on camera. It looked pretty cool. I cleaned up around my cages so the trees aren't damaged at all. And the rest of this is for Gusto to clean up. That's his job, clean up branches. My job is just to engineer everything. So once he gets this all cleaned up, then we'll look into where we're going to dig that pond or that watering hole, and maybe I can get somebody over here with a little backhoe and start digging it by hand. There's going to be a lot of roots in there, but we'll see for the next time. So just a few last things before I let you guys go hunting. The clover's growing beautiful. I mean, since I mowed this, when was that? 1st of August, I mowed this. It's beautiful now, but according to my cameras, the deer aren't eating the clover. So I don't know what time of year the deer eat clover, but I'm just gonna let this grow. It's growing good. It turned out really nice, and we'll see what grows over here in this this new food plot here, the fall blend. And we know what the radishes look like already, so that's it for this year. I mean, every year it's going to be different, depending on the rain you get. You know, drought seasons are always bad. So this year was exceptional for the weeds. I don't know where all these weeds came from. I didn't think we had that many weeds last year, but we had a different crop in here. So maybe the crop overpowered the weeds at the beginning, and then the weeds came up later on in July and showed up. But yeah, I don't know. You know, every year is different. It's all an experiment here at Amberg Acres. We're just starting out with this stuff, and we're trying to share it with you, the trials and tribulations of what we have here going on, so that when you do yours, you know, maybe you don't have these same problems, you know, and maybe by the time I figure out what grows good here in northern Wisconsin, then I can share it with you, and then you guys can just plant your food plots and be done with it. But so we'll see what this looks like, you know, by hunting season, and that's it for this year. This is the end of season 3. So good hunting to all of you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next year.